Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Keldamuzik here on Diva Talk Tonight, the podcast show. What's up, you guys?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Nice.
Hey, look, this is our third episode, and we've been all having a good time. We actually had some pretty great guests on the show.
Yes.
Today, we actually have a couple of close friends of mine. I know these guys for years. We've done business together. We've traveled together. So everyone, please welcome the Purple Team.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, welcome. So yes, the Purple Team. We have Nick Nolte and we have Mike Danja.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes. And you guys know my hosts, Diamond and Brandy, who always come on and help me out. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to, get straight to the point. I've been knowing you guys for a while, and I've even attended some of your shows, and even my camera guy and I filmed you guys freestyling once at Sandwich Studios.
Right,
What have you
right.
guys, yeah, and y'all killed it, like, damn, y'all killed it. From artist to artist, I'm like, damn.
Well, musically, I haven't really been doing too much musically lately. Like it's kind of been. Actually, I think I'm about 5 years removed from music. Even though I've seen you within the last 5 years. I think that was like what, last year maybe. So we were definitely working on some musical things, but like as far as like pushing a product is concerned and really like building a brand and all of that, I'm about 5 years removed from that. But so lately, not too much musically, but
Right.
trying to help other friends out.
But it's never too late, though. It's never too late. You guys are gifted.
That's what everybody says.
You guys are gifted. How'd you guys come up with the name Purple Team?
Well, I've known him since we were, kids, like
Yeah,
that, you know what I'm saying? So we went to the teen center, like let's say, where we're from, like in the canal. So we had a basketball league, and it was like the blue team, the purple team, the red team, whatever it was. And we were on the purple team one year. So it was a few years that we hadn't seen each other, and then musically we did the show at the same spot. And then we started rocking, and then we was like, oh shit, purple
You
team.
need a name, and that actually works.
And we smoke a lot of
Purple
weed,
Team.
so you know what I'm saying? So,
Yes, that's what
but it has nothing to do with that. It's funny,
Yeah,
though,
it's not
right?
really-
Yeah, it just happens to work out
It
that
It
way.
just happens to work out that way.
However you feel about it, it's good. Though.
Yeah.
But we're in like right now. It's like I call it life after rap. You know,
Definitely right after rap.
Okay.
like we do other things, coach work with kids and all this other stuff. So but actually, I don't know if you can attest to this, but doing music makes working with kids easier. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So
it's like a crowd, so you're not intimidated or you're not anything. Makes it easier. So that was a good skill to have going into working with kids.
So you said you coach kids now. What is it?
Yeah.
It's football?
Yeah,
Football.
football.
Okay.
and we have a business, Youth First Sports,
Youth First Sports.
which is
Okay.
more like
Well, we have after-school programs, and we have a preschool soccer program that we go into daycares and stuff, and get kids 3 to 6.
Yeah.
Just moving.
so they're the little tykes.
Get them early.
Yeah, but right now it's all about kids sitting down.
Yeah.
So if you get them
Listening.
moving at anything, you know what I'm saying. And so like it's like controlled chaos, I would say. 'Cause I want kids to have maximum fun, but I don't want you to, you have to follow some type of structure.
For sure.
So my thing is, if you do what you're supposed to, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, and like it's the crowd control part of it. Like if we're on stage and the crowd they're talking and you're trying to get your point, you have to get their attention some way. And you have to cut through all of that, right? It's basically the same skill when you have a bunch of kids that are just running around, they're not listening to you. You have to say something, do something that cuts through all of that and gets their attention. And so it's definitely been helpful in all regards of everything that I do.
And
Actually.
every class is like a show anyway, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? So you're performing, you're like, oh, this is not working. Let's go with something else, you know what I'm
Did
saying?
you guys
Let's try this, you know what I'm
specifically
saying?
choose to work with little ones over like teens?
Well, me, I've been working with kids for 25 years, you know what I'm saying? So I worked in a daycare for 15. So I always tell people that in like year 3, because it's such a woman-driven field, I started doing my own research, you know what I'm saying, of how kids are. And so now I feel like, I just know kids. But what I learned is that when they're that little, they're the same thing when they're in high school, right? They're just older about it. So the same thing they was crying about, it's not a cry, but it's the same
The need.
reaction, like, you know what I'm
Been
saying?
met.
So I just use like, if you had a 3-year-old and you're like, yeah, and that 3-year-old's like, we're going crazy. And it works with the 12th grader too.
Yeah, it does. It
You
really
know what I'm saying? So once you go, yeah, that's what queer's like.
And what I'm finding, like from some other things that I'm doing, it works with adults as well. Like, you know, it really does. Like a little praise doesn't hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? It'll help, you know, just being exciting about something. You know, whatever you're up to, I'm excited about that. Like, you know, that's what you do with kids. You do the same thing with children. You just get excited about what they're excited about.
But one thing about being a male working with kids is that it's all about perception, right? So I personally, I don't try to get too involved with the parents because at the end of the day, their kids are the only thing that matters. We can be cool or whatever, but as soon as something happens, that coolness is out the window because your kid is the dopest to you. Like my daughter's the best on the earth, but when she leaves,
It's so
she's
cute.
just another
So
kid.
adorable.
You know what I'm saying? She's just another kid. So I know that working with kids. So to me, you have to have a system where everything is equal, let's say, right? Like it doesn't matter where you're from, it's just, we have a system, let's rock, you know what I'm saying? So they police themselves in a sense, so.
Now, also, I want to get into, you guys have also been providing food to the community.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that's pop-up barbecue, and essentially it kind of started out just, you know, we tested it out just to see how many people would accept free food, right? Like it's not something that is typically, you know, if you were walking down the street and someone said, "Hey, would you like a hamburger?" You're probably like, "No," right? But you'd be surprised
I
how
was
many
hungry.
people are actually
Yeah.
willing to take that hamburger. Actually, they,
It's hard to give away food, right? Like if I walk in and say I have hamburgers for sale, you might go look and see what's for sale. But if I like, yo, it's free hamburgers over here, you can be like,
Well, what's in it?
I
Who
don't know.
made it?
So we never knew how hard it was to give away food. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you really need it. Like homeless people, it's not hard, but like
Right.
everybody's
Just the
hungry.
community.
So it wasn't really so it's like feed everybody, but they're like, no, I don't really need that.
Why
Even
y'all
though,
doing this?
but if we charged them, they would be there.
So
Yes.
it kind of started with that kind of idea just to see what would happen, and then from that, like we was like, okay, well, what can we actually accomplish with this? We started pulling up at popping up at homeless encampments, at parks, and when we're at a homeless encampment, it's like definitely for them, right? But to pull up at a park, it's for everybody. Whoever happens to be walking by, right? Whoever happens, it has happened where, and I find this is one of my best favorite stories, and he probably has one of his own. But my favorite story that I have from this is we were at Mosswood Park and we're barbecuing, and this dude comes up, and he wasn't really like too scraggly, but like you know, you can tell he had been through a little bit, and you know, he seemed like a decent dude enough, and so I ended up hanging out. We're eating whatever, and we make it as normal as possible. So no matter what your circumstances are, is you know, we're not looking at you like you're homeless. Like, you know, that's just you know, so it's to make it as normal as possible. So he's just kicking each other, whatever, and he had, you know, and talking to him, found out that he had, you know, family and was living in his car, and you know, he's been trying to get a job, and right, the whole thing, and then I don't know, maybe an hour or two goes by, and some random white dude happened to be walking by, and I don't know if he convinced him or somebody got his attention enough to come over there, and so he came over, got a hamburger, and actually was looking to hire someone. Now I don't know what came of this, but I sent him over there to go talk to this man, and they went and had a conversation. That's like really, to me, what it's for, right? You know, and outside of that, like, you know, just for everybody, like just normal people, like really just normal people, we all have a need to eat, right? We all should be able to be fed and commune that way.
Everybody's hungry, everything is hungry. Animals are hungry.
Yes.
Everybody's hungry. How many pop-up barbecues have you guys had? Because I've been to one of them, and there was a lot of people there. You guys were feeding everybody, and not to mention, I don't know who the cook was, but damn, that food was good.
Yeah, I was good. But that day you were there,
Uh-huh.
I had my brother and my
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
my other brother, Corey.
Okay.
So shout out to Don and Corey.
Mhm.
They cater in Sacramento, so we always have a funny thing like who's the best cook and everything. So that was their, but they actually have a, I guess a restaurant. It's at a flea market, so I don't know what you call it. You know, like a spot where they serve food. And so that's what they did. So that day was one of the, I can't take credit for that day. It was like quesadillas, and then
It was a production
Godstone
that
brought,
day,
you know,
yeah.
he brought like taco stuff, and we had burgers and everything. But
Because the idea, like, is if he got $200 and you got $200, well, if we all have, then we got $1,000 in the room,
Yeah.
right? What seems to be the problem? Like, it shouldn't be that hard.
And you know, it really is like, if we go to a club right now, we might spend $60, right? Just whatever. But if we spend $60 on food, right, it's the same thing. So that's really what happened.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So to us, like he left it out, but we were planning on popping up in front of a club,
Yeah.
right, before people walked in, and just feed them before they walked in,
That's
or
cool.
walk. You know, so we did that. But for me, when it changed, is I used to work at Bay Club in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know, by the Angel, like I don't know, by the ferry building, and they didn't have a place for kids. Like I do summer camp, so I had to take my group to the park over there. And at one point, they had this big old like commercial they were shooting, and they had this big old production. They had food, like this big old spread, and it was like 5 people there, but it was like 60 people sleeping on the ground homeless while all this food is there. And I'm like, man, so I called him. I'm like, yo, we need to just pop up in a place and just feed people. I don't care if it's 40 hot dogs or whatever. He was like, yeah, look, yeah. And so it started with 40 hot dogs, and now we fed 5,000.
That's about to say, like
Like
that's a
5,000,
lot.
but it's not like
Just
us.
6,000.
But you know, it was just like it
Yeah.
just kept growing. Like everybody was like,
Yeah.
what? And then like at one point, homeless people were donating stuff. We're like, hold on, like, we're taking. They were like bringing hot dogs. Like, yo, thanks, but
People like to
you know.
support when they see good stuff happening and
Yeah.
people helping people. You want to get involved. Most people, I think, want to get involved. So
But it's the funniest thing. My story is that every time we're doing it, they're like, "What religious group are you guys?" And we're like, "We're not with anything." But we popped up across here from a church one Sunday, and everybody was like, "Yo, this is great. They're taking plates." And they never offered to help. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, aren't you guys be like, "Yo, God led me."
And I remember that day because
Let me
you know,
hear it.
I'm,
Help out.
I'm trying to sell it.
Right.
I'm really trying to like, yo, this is perfect. Y'all done came across the street. Y'all really would want to get down. And so I'm talking to people trying to, and they're like, thanks for the hot dogs.
Right.
And I was like,
Oh, that's nice.
whoa.
They're taking like 3 at a time though for like their, you know, like a church. Like at church, you taking
Take
plates.
some
with
for your people.
You know, but
So,
yeah. So it's been fun though. I can't complain.
Mhm.
You know.
So what's next for you guys?
oh, wow.
Because you guys are always doing something creative, you know, from Purple Team to pop-up barbecues, like.
Well, I would say one of the projects is Tend to Get On.
Can
Right.
we get on
We
podcast?
got our own podcast
Okay.
as well that you're
Okay.
going to be on. as
Hey.
well. So we're delving in that direction of things. You know, he's more involved with the filming of everything and whatnot, and I kind of just run my mouth. But Trill. But for me personally, I've been trying to like start my own like in lieu of everything that's going on, just like online fitness training. So you know, you can do it from anywhere you are. Like if you have a cell phone, then you can hop on Zoom and you can see me anywhere in the world. So if that's the case,
You could be an influencer, brand ambassador.
somebody actually just contacted me on Instagram about being an influencer.
You can.
It actually just happened today.
And they make good money.
Huh. Very interesting. That's
And
that's
you
a
look
very
the part.
that's a coincidence. It really is a coincidence because there's somebody didn't call me about that. But anyway, so I'm going in that direction, trying to just expand on what we're already doing. Like I said, we coach football, high school sports. So for me, I can tell you right now, for the next 5 years, I'll definitely be at Galileo High School
And that's in Marin, right?
in San Francisco.
Oh, San Francisco.
Hey, my sister went there.
G
Hi,
House,
Vanessa.
baby. So I went to high school. I went there. I graduated from Galileo in '98.
What district
So-
is that?
What is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
What district in San Francisco?
Isn't that the
That's
Marina
Western
district?
Edition. It's like more like this, kind of like Marina. It's like
Like on the
Western
outskirts?
Edition. It's right by Ghirardelli Square.
Okay,
So it's like-
okay.
So I guess it would be in Marina.
Just before the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of
Water
college
park.
students hang out in that
Yeah.
area in the Marina district, and then, yeah,
So
that's,
yeah, I coach. I'm now the head coach of the football team there. So
Cool.
so it's dope for me because I played there, won a chip there. You know, my pictures on the wall type thing. It's dope to be back now as a coach. So and bringing my partner with me. Like we've been coaching for the last 6 years. This will be our 7th. So it's really kind of dope. So I can tell you, like, that's my next 5 years for real. Just kind of putting in this fitness thing.
Yeah, same thing.
So I got, we have the Youth First Sports, and we're after school program. So my goal now, since everything is funny, is that I'm gonna create a like a kids TV station kind of thing, where it'll be with the equipment and they can produce their own shows, which show it live. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, when I was younger, people had studios where you can go record music. This will be a place to make content. Like, everybody wants content, but they can't have the equipment. So let's get the kids learning how to produce a show, you know what I'm saying, run a camera, edit, you know what I'm saying, all of that. So when they
How to use social media instead of being used by social
Yeah, but
media.
maybe
I like that.
But maybe go
Damn.
shoot a movie or something, like, you know what I'm saying, not just, you know what I'm saying, just have ideas, like, go anywhere with it, you know what I mean? So that's, and then, with the football, we're gonna be like live streaming games and, making it, and doing that for the high school kids too, right? So, that's gonna be fun.
It's all tied in. Like, I've been saying it for the last, I don't know, couple months now. Like, it's been really interesting to me that how much of all of my life now is like encompassed into the things that I'm doing now. Like there's a skill from each part of that I'm putting into this right now. Like, it's just really interesting.
Prepared you for you.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's
I
awesome.
didn't know that it happened right,
Well, we're so happy for you guys,
Cheers.
and good luck to everything. You know what I mean? It's awesome what you guys are doing, especially helping the kids.
And I just wanna say, probably like the next 14 years, I'm raising my little daughter. So that's the
Okay.
Your daughter is so
Pretty
cute.
much
That's
locked
the
in for
one
next-
thing I'm
Your
pretty
daughter
much-
is so adorable.
That's like my first album. I'm just gonna
She
promote
is
it.
so cute.
18 years.
And she is smart. She is so. I already said I'm not
She's
having a
smart.
child unless
Listen.
it's smart
I
like
will
your
tell
child.
you right now. I always do this. If I had a kid when I was younger, even though I feel like I wasn't selfish, but if I had the same reaction, I would have figured it out. Like, I would have been still doing music because it would have made sense, right? So now when I see my daughter, the music doesn't make sense, but what I'm doing now makes sense. So if it would have been music, then it would have been like, let's just go 100%. But now, I would have never saw that. So I'm telling you, like, if you ever been like, what is that little kid might be like, It's the best stress I've ever had, though. It's the best stress you'll ever have,
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I wanted to switch the subject here and get into some things that we normally get into, ladies. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all ready?
Find
I'm
out.
in, I'm in.
Okay. So our first topic here is earlier this week, Zoe Saldana came out to say that she was wrong for playing the role of Nina Simone in 2016 film. Okay. Do we think she's wrong for doing that? Like, or should she have said something earlier? Should she have not taken the role?
I think she's wrong for apologizing for it. I mean, whether you like it or not, that's redundant. She was paid to play a role as an actress. She did it.
Yeah.
She did her job, and everybody's mad that she did her job. Like, stop it. Like, stop it. So. Like, that's in a quick nutshell. That's my take on it.
What about you, Diamond?
I agree with Nick. I don't think she should have apologized or had anything else to say. I'm not too sure of the protocols when it comes to her process of auditioning for a film or not auditioning for a film. But based upon her being Zoe, how you say her last name?
Saldana.
What y'all say?
It's a tongue twister. Zoe Saldana. It's a tongue
Everyone knows her as being this really good actress, and I would like to say that I ran to a movie theater to go see a movie that she was in too. I like her.
Yeah, I like her. She's
So
great.
I think that outside of her feeling like she needs to apologize, that she probably took the role because she was probably the best actress out of all the ones who auditioned, and plus the politics of the fact that she's like this, high name on the totem pole of actresses. That there you go. We're gonna put her in there and do what it takes. She got the role and she did the role. I didn't see the movie. I apologize, y'all. I didn't see the movie, but I'm sure it was really good.
What about the fact that she had to wear a prosthetic nose?
It wasn't.
Prosthetic nose and she had to
If
darken
you
her
have to
skin.
do all of that, why? When I personally like her, but I'm almost certain that there are
Somebody else to play the role.
alternative actresses that are comparable to her talents that maybe aesthetically fit the role better. Maybe not, but I would guess so. If you have to go through the trouble of making her up to look a certain way. I also did not see the movie.
I haven't seen the movie either.
But that's regardless. I ain't even
But,
her acting is not even what I think was the issue as much as what she had to look like, what she had to portray, which was all about her physical look. And I didn't understand it. I'm not in film. I don't know, like you said, I don't know the ins and outs of what goes on behind the scenes and choosing who we're gonna choose. But I just think there are a lot of beautiful, talented women out there that probably, maybe they weren't available. Maybe they asked them. Maybe it could have been a whole bunch of maybes, would be, could be. So I agree in not apologizing because maybe it worked out that way for a particular reason that ain't none of our business. But I thought it odd when I first saw it, when it was first coming out. I was like, oh, that's an interesting choice. And that was it for me. I didn't care. I wasn't mad. You know, come up there with signs and trying to cancel her and whatnot. No, none of that. It's not that deep.
What about you, Mike?
Well, my thing is two things. First, I'm not mad at her. Don't apologize. But who hired her for the job? Let's talk to that.
Yeah.
Second, who cares if she wore prosthetic? Isn't this the same one who was in the comic book movie?
Avatar?
No,
Galaxy
of Guardian of the
Yes,
Galaxy.
yes.
Didn't she dress up in green? What I'm saying is, it's not to me because it's all makeup. Because my thing is that it's for the acting. Like she's playing a role. So Eddie Murphy put makeup on. He put prosthetics on. He done all this. So when I said it, the first thing I asked was, who had a problem with it, and why are they making it my problem? Like ask the guy who hired her for the job, because there's a million other people. Why did you hire somebody you had to do all that with? Because they didn't take the visual part to me serious. They took the acting, and if she was the best actress, dress her up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with it. I got a problem with somebody making it a problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we're talking about it. It could be some white dude who was like, she shouldn't be playing it, and then put it out there. And I don't have no problem with it. She looked black. The movie was terrible. It was terrible.
Okay, we saw it. Great.
Just
Well, thank you for that part, at least. Y'all saw it.
If you're gonna be mad at the makeup, be mad at the movie. So I'm not mad at the prosthetics, and I'm not mad at her taking the job, because I would imagine she looked at it just like playing a green person.
So can I ask what was wrong with the movie? Was it the writing? Was it the acting? What was wrong?
I thought the movie didn't tell the story right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I read her book. Now I'm not saying that it was the one that was based on. I haven't read all of them, but I read her book, and she was doper than that. Like she did way doper stuff. She stood for more. Nina Simone.
I'm just remembering.
Okay. Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay. Either way, I'm saying she was way doper than that. Like she stood for more. You know what I'm saying? She didn't get walked over like a whole bunch of stuff. But I didn't have a problem. Like all I seen had videos of her and her mannerisms. So I can't be like, yo, she didn't nail it. They didn't nail the script. You know what I'm saying? So that started with casting her as the lead, right? So it was already doomed from the beginning. So.
Okay. Well, the next topic I wanted to get into is NBA player Jonathan Isaac of the Orlando Magic decided not to take a knee during the national anthem, and then his knee was taken out of the game.
Well, you gonna put it like that?
That's funny. What do you think about that, Dulcie?
I think it's funny. I didn't feel a way about him standing before the game was played, right? Because I seen all these people kneeling, and then this one white Magic jersey, right, standing there, and that's all I had seen as far as the clips are concerned. So I thought that was odd, but I mean I wasn't mad at him for not taking a knee. Like he has his reasons, whatever they may be, and if he's standing for that, that's fine. Like no big deal. But then. To later than here, and his knee got the same knee you was supposed to take a knee on.
Interesting.
It's hilarious, yo. It's absolutely hilarious, and I think that's the only thing you need to feel about that. Like I don't think you need to feel any other way than.
How about you, Diamond? How do you feel about that?
Literally, to me that was funny, because like, you could have took a knee. But then after also listening to how we were talking before all of this, just to think about his background, and like he said, his reason is his reason. But then like our producer said, that those people who are in different cultures, they don't see the importance of the different protests or the different things that we as a community, talking about we as a community, so they don't see certain things as a reason to protest or to help or to like kind of like lend a hand. Because if all of us as a community, I'm talking about all of us now, not just us, if all of us as a community stood up for each individual culture or each individual race for when they're having something going on, then maybe will, not maybe all the way, but it will kind of like give an eye to kind of like stopping it or slowing it back and making people see like, oh, there is, you know, Cuban people standing up for black. Oh, there is a Muslim person over there standing up for black. Oh, there is a Jewish person standing up, you know? But then when it's like one person making a mockery of the whole situation, it's like, oh, there is somebody we can laugh at. Oh, we can just like not worry about what the real reason we were doing this for. And it kind of like takes away the bigger picture, which was we were protesting for something.
Right.
That's just
Fair, very fair. No, that's very fair.
But I do give him his right, you know, freedom of speech, you know.
Do what you do.
Just like Kaepernick, you know, you don't have to, you don't feel you don't have to. But, you know, kind of.
How about you, Brandon?
It's a learning opportunity, I guess. I don't know what his reasons were, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think you should have an informed opinion. But, you know, if that's what you want to do, who am I to tell you the same way you can't tell me to do X, Y, and Z? So, you know, just, it's funny how things turn out.
How about you, Mike?
You know, I don't know, it's kind of funny because they equate it to like the kneeling, right? Like how do you equate that to the knee? Like, you know what I'm saying?
If he took a knee, would he have still blown out his knee?
But people have,
The Matrix. Things work out differently.
but all last year when this wasn't a thing, people were blowing their knees out without kneeling, right? You know what I'm saying? So every single time I'm like, whose joke is this, and why do I have to laugh? Like you know what I'm saying? Who equated it? So now we're talking about it. Like who gets that power? And that's how I see it all. It's like somebody was like, yo, if he hadn't kneeled, he would have did it, and he wrote the article, and then that's the story. Like I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, did he step on somebody's foot? Did he come down wrong? Or was he just walking? Jesus was like,
how did he break his knee though?
I don't know.
He broke his knee the same day. I didn't see the game. How did he break his knee? Did someone break his knee or did he break his knee on the floor?
But in basketball, you can do it anyway. Like you can do it. Like Kobe didn't kneel and he already busted his Achilles. Like all I'm saying is, it's just like now he's like the butt of the jokes. But what I really want to say is that it's funny because when he was standing, there was like, this guy's so disrespectful, whatever. But then when he got hurt, how disrespectful is everybody to him? How somebody's hate is justified when somebody else's hate is not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're mad at me for hating, but you hate me more than I'm hating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a monster or something, it's justified. So I don't like that perception of it. Like, that dude can do whatever he wants. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't affect us. Like, you know, and they didn't kneel when it was stuff on the line. Like when it was really people, they were like, we'll just hold hands. And then now they're like,
it's a thing now.
Right, and so it's like.
But if he didn't kneel, are they gonna do him like Kaepernick, or is they just gonna let it go?
Well, they can't do anybody else like Kaepernick because it's in the open, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't openly blackball anybody else after Kaepernick. Like, he's like the Craig Hodges, if you know about him. Like, you know, he's the first one in like Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
He did it first, you know, like his whole thing. So I just, you know, I don't get into their narrative. I like to say that word. Is their narrative is like, yo, he hurt his knee because he didn't. I don't believe that. If he did, then everybody can kneel tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But LeBron's back hurts now, and he kneeled. I'm just saying, LeBron set out. His back is hurting.
long enough.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so my next topic here I wanted to get into is quarantine workout routine. What's the best way to stay active weight off for those who are not super athletic?
First I would say I would say Google JDQ Fitness and holla at Coach Nick, and that's what I would do. Or email me. I am coachnick@gmail.com. That would be the first thing I would do.
Yes, say it again so people know.
Say it again. Say it again.
Just don't quit fitness. JDQ. Just don't quit. The whole thing is just to keep going. You know, when you're in an exercise, when you're in a routine or whatever, you're gonna set a goal. Say you want to do 10, but you're gonna get to 7 and you're gonna want to quit. Okay, don't quit. Stop. But don't quit. Right? Go back. Do 3, maybe do 4 now. Right? But you keep going. So, but if you're just really trying to stay healthy and stay in shape, you need about 30 minutes a day. You just do 30 minutes of active and moderate activity.
Even like treadmill, like at 30 minutes a day on a treadmill.
Depends on how the pace that you're walking. Like
Okay.
depends on there are some variables that come into play. But like 30 minutes of moderate activity will do you wonders, right? And I would advise you to start your day with it because it kind of just sets the tone for the rest of your day. You have a good energy, a good bounce about your step. And then
What do you two do? Because you two are very slim ladies. I mean, you know, I ain't gained a couple pounds, and I need to find a workout regimen.
What you do?
I was just gonna say. I don't do nothing. I drink lots of water.
That's good.
And I walk my dog. Like 4 times a day.
I need to get a dog. I need to get a dog.
Yeah.
What about
I'm
you,
not doing
Brandy?
it sometimes.
What do I do?
Cause y'all was looking sexy in the magic video that I did. Y'all was nice and slim and trim and.
That was before
I
cancer.
work out, but I never stay consistent, and that's my problem. So I'll work out for a good 2 to 3 weeks, and then fall off for 2 to 3 months, and then 2 to 3 weeks,
I don't
and then
see
fall
it.
off for a month. So that's my thing is the consistency is staying in it. So yep, there it is.
How about you, Michael?
Well, my advice to anybody and everybody who can't get down with the get down because everybody's not active is just control your diet. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Just-
count your calories?
Nope. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Moderation.
Eat less. Like I'm saying. Like if you have a hamburger and fries, just eat the fries or the hamburger. Like don't have both. Or intermittent fasting is what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it
so
works.
so but this is the thing I want to tell people about that is that in my research, you know what I'm saying. You can only eat once a day, and this is how you do it, right? It sounds crazy, but you've all gone till 5 o'clock. Like, damn, I forgot to eat,
Mm-hmm.
but you didn't die, right? You didn't die. You're still here, right? So you forgot to eat. It's 5 o'clock, right? If you ate at 5 o'clock, you're not gonna want to eat again by the time you go to sleep. You see what I'm saying? So then your body gets used to it, right? So I have a gym. I just got me a gym, so I do work out. But before I got that, I only eat once a day, right? So you could just imagine if you ate for 1 hour a day, anything you wanted, and then eat again, you're fasting for 23 hours.
See, I thought it was different. The way I heard it was what you're saying within a window. Not
No, that's intermittent fasting. I jump. So
Okay.
so me personally now, because I got a main, like I don't want to lose more, I don't want to gain more. I eat from between 3 and 12.
Okay.
I really only eat at 5, and then.
Got you.
But I gotta be honest, I will eat like 12 cupcakes and 13 cookies. You feel me? Like that's my thing. But
Sweet
food. So my advice is definitely get down with JDQ. You know what I'm saying? But if you can, if you're just, you know what I'm saying, you want to do something, just eat less. Work on your diet. You know what I'm saying? Like smaller portions. You know what I'm saying? If you eat 3 times a day, eat 2 times a day.
What about like the keto diet and stuff? Does all that work? Like cutting out
Well,
carbs?
My thing is, if you're gonna go into all of that, like fast,
more of a science.
man, you might as well just try to eat once a day and don't even change your diet.
'Cause
Like,
that's
you
what
know
I've been
I'm
doing.
saying? Like because it's tough to make. Because I'm gonna be honest, like I don't fast, but I made it a lifestyle. Like you know what I'm saying? If you don't make it a lifestyle, then you'll go on 3 weeks on
Yep.
4 months because it's not a lifestyle. But a lifestyle is when you get up every morning, you go to work. If you put it in that routine, just like he
I still
probably
lived
has
there
to do
many
because.
years ago.
Yeah.
Right, but you can do that. Like you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and I'll tell you that first week, but once you start seeing results,
Mm-hmm.
you're hooked.
Then it's
It's
in,
over.
yeah.
Because I used to
You
weigh
like,
I used to be big. You know what I'm saying? So
What's
I-
big?
I weigh 185. You know what I'm saying? So I weigh 140. I mean 150. Sorry, 150. But it's because I look like a dope thing at one point because I got so skinny. But I don't eat a lot. So that's what I try to tell people is that when you don't eat a lot, your body loses weight. You know what I'm saying? Because you're burning calories, right? But you're not burning fat. Like when you run, you're burning calories. The fat comes from the intake. So the diet, the six-pack, you can only have a six-pack.
Like I said, what you eat won't stick. If you don't
And if you're
eat
eating
that
more
hamburger,
than
it's
you're
not gonna
burning,
stick.
like if you're eating more than you're burning, then you're only creating fat.
Right.
You're literally creating fat. So you have to eat less, burn more, and then your body will eat that fat. If you're trying to lose fat, that's how you do it. Eat less, burn more.
Now, with eating once a day or fewer times a day slower your metabolism?
Well, see, that's a thing that's up in the air for me. Like metabolism, I don't believe in anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't eat anything, you're going to have more energy, and that's crazy. Because if you think about it, no time in history has our body had this much food, right? So, you know what I'm saying? We were hunted. Like if we had to hunt, we wouldn't hunt 3 times a day. We would hunt once, eat it, and then maybe not eat for 3 more days. You know what I'm saying? So when I realized that, it's like the bottom line is how I feel is that if you put dead stuff in your body, how do you expect to live? And that to me was like, yo, that's crazy.
Interesting.
And I had a daughter, and I was like, if I put her in a room with fruit, she'll try to put everything in her mouth. You put her in a room with animals, she won't try to eat any of them.
Yeah.
So we're taught to eat animals. And if we're eating animals, then why we don't eat certain animals? And because it's not supposed. So this is where I'm at. But to keep it
I like chicken.
right, to keep
I
it.
love chicken.
But I'll tell you a thing in my
And
research.
I love some bacon.
A dude did an experiment where he like his lower part of his stomach was gone, like so his lower intestine. So what he did was he ate nothing but vegetables for like 6 months, and watched how they came out. The vegetables came out whole. The body didn't digest them, came out whole. He said he ate meat for the next 6 months, nothing came out. You know what I'm saying? So the body absorbs the meat. So I have to wrap my mind around it. So I have a friend who just eats meat, doesn't eat potatoes, doesn't eat anything, just eats meat. And I'm over here because I'm 43, so most of my life I've seen what the meat diet does, right? So I'm like, let's try something different. But logically, your body would, absorb meat, right? Like because it's from the earth, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's produced by the earth essentially, but most vegetables are man-made. Come to find out, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. I'm on a whole different. My goal when I started this was to not eat at all. Like,
For how long?
well, the people who don't eat at all. There's people who don't eat.
So just drink water. That's
Nothing.
it.
I've heard dry fasting, water
Like
fasting, all
if you
kinds
look
of
it up,
stuff.
anybody look it up, they're called breatharian.
Oh.
And they don't eat anything. The lady they had babies, and they were like, we didn't introduce her to the ritual of eating, so the baby doesn't even like
So what do they live off of energy?
energy. But what I'm saying is, think about it. If no one taught you to eat, you would never eat, and it's mind blowing. Now we're too deep in it. But my daughter, if I never was like,
So we're brainwashed to eat.
I'm not
that's
saying
a way
that.
to say it, but that's not.
But all the food that we put is really foreign to our body. So just imagine this: if we didn't eat anything but like fruits and stuff, your body can heal bullet wounds. Your body can heal anything, right? So it will go heal your arthritis. It will go heal everything. It would heal your cancer. You wouldn't get cancer, but it would heal everything. But it can't because we're putting chips, burgers, rice, every single thing that's not that's foreign to the body. So what's the body do? It attacks it, or if not, it stores it. You get fat. I could go on and on, but this is my journey.
I do that. I do it.
I've been a fat kid my whole life, and me and food never played a role in my happiness. So it's easy for me. Like
Sometimes I feel like eating food is a chore. Like when I wake up, I'm not hungry, but my stomach's growling.
No, okay, so listen.
And I'm like, damn, I don't want to eat right now.
Drink water. Just drink water because 90% of the time when you get that urge to eat, you're just thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see.
Just drink water. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm like,
and the
I'm
last thing,
not feel like
if you ever fast, like I fast for I went 7 days without eating. I was sick too, but that's another thing. The 3 days that you're going crazy, you get the headaches and stuff. Imagine a dope fiend, right? A dope fiend, when he's going through withdrawals, your body is shooting all that shit out. You feel sick, you get a headache. It's the same thing when you're fasting because your body is getting rid of everything it doesn't want. But on that 4th day, you will have energy you've never seen in your life. So to me, I fast like a lot. Like I don't,
They say you should.
you know,
every
like
so
it's
often.
it's tough. If I was a religious person,
I
you
need
guys
to
be
do
like,
that,
that's so great.
Yeah.
Because religiously, you're like fasting's great. But if you're not religious, you're starving yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you know, just eat less. You know, that's my thing. And work out. But once you, if you can't, if you got a knee problem or whatever, just eat less.
Place around.
You know?
There's always this around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why everything we do is body weight. It's just body weight.
Mm.
That's
He uses
easy,
weights
yeah.
and stuff. I just use body weight.
Okay. All right, so I want to get to this next subject, you guys. When it comes to kids and educations and extracurricular activities, do you think schools should reopen on schedule for the school year? And how will AAU and Little League teams adjust to the new COVID reality?
Well, I don't think if the people who are in control of making that decision come to the conclusion that we shouldn't open, then we shouldn't open. If the people who are actually paid to research these things and make these decisions, right? And I'm not necessarily talking about like Gavin Newsom, for example, like he's just taking information that's given to him. But I'm talking about the people who are actually doing the work, right? If those people are actually saying this is what we should do, then I think we should do that. Like I don't think it depends on what they're asking at the same time, right? Like if they're saying we're just going to close everything down without any other solution, then I think a solution should be proposed before you say we're going to close everything down. So there's that, but that also stems back to the leadership part of that of what I'm speaking about. So me personally, like it doesn't seem like it's that serious. Like we all have masks on or we all have them. But it's definitely serious because I know people who are going through this problem right now. Like it's definitely a real thing. Like, so I think better precautions need to be had. And then you try and maybe you have to make classes smaller. Maybe you have to rotate kids in on certain days. Maybe you have to come up with a different way to do it. Or you just have to, I guess you have to come up with something different. But definitely going back to the way things were, I don't know about that, not just yet.
Yeah. How about you?
I agree with Nick. I don't think that the kids should go back to school. And if they had, I think that ideas you have with class rotating, that seems like a cool idea. So like, Monday, Wednesday, whatever type of thing.
Right.
Those other days the kids stay home and do their work. Because I'm not a full parent, but I do take care of kids.
Right?
It all counts.
Right.
You have the best patience in the world to build somebody else.
See, I don't take care of no kids because I ain't got no
But you
patience.
get to send them home sooner or later. That's the saving grace. If
Right,
you get to send
but
them home.
during this school stuff, oh my gosh, it was not, I was like, okay, wait, teachers, what? Students, hey, sit down. How you act in class? Like, it was just like too much for me, so I get why it would probably be best to do the rotating thing, so kids can be at home with whoever for 1 or 2 days, and then they can go and get a physical teacher to show them what they were supposed to learn, because I felt so lost in the sauce, say it like that. I know I'm older, so I should know how to do elementary school work, but I felt like I didn't know what was going on, like what? And I'm there with the kid on Zoom, like, so wait, the teacher said, do what? Where's the page at? So just to have a physical teacher show them and then come home, like how it usually is, but to do it in this COVID quarantine thing, it was so much easier, I think, to have, like what he said, with the switching of days. But if we can't have that, I think I would rather the kids stay at home, because just walking around my neighborhood and just coming here, I seen a whole bunch of kids outside without masks on while all the adults are having masks on. And just think about that. If they're in class, they might come to school with their mask on or in their bag. What if they're not wearing them? And then there was something in Atlanta where a kid had posted a picture of the hallways of their school. You seen that? And
He
no
got
one,
in trouble for that,
he
didn't he?
did.
Yeah.
And no one had masks on. It was just a crowded hallway. No one had masks on. And he got suspended, but they revoked the suspension because obviously they were wrong.
Yeah.
But even that situation, probably should bring that up next time. But that situation is crazy. But we totally should figure out a better plan to situate that, because the kids definitely need their education. They definitely need that.
How about you, Brandy?
Well, okay. I don't think that all the kids should come back to school. Well, my daughter's school was offering initially, which they rescinded, was that children of essential workers could come to school still in a limited number of students in the classroom. They offered the alternate schedule, all of that. Then most parents wanted to keep the kids at home, so then they just said, everybody stay home. I was particularly not pleased with that because both me and my daughter's father are working parents still during COVID-19, and we have limited help. So with daycare is closed, school closed, we're both still actually actively working. What do we do?
Yeah.
You can't bring, I work at a hospital, so I can't bring her to work with me. You know, so I felt like, again, there should be alternative solutions. I know you can't fit every particular person's need, but there's not a cookie cutter thing for everybody. That's not the best answer, I feel, either. So, yes, taking more time to find out what we can do to help as many people as we can, I think is better than just everybody go back to school or everybody stay home. Like, what's in the middle? There's something else in the middle. My suggestion was, hey, can I get some packet work? And then we could arrange her own schedule, and she could check in the mornings on Zoom like everybody else. She could check in at the end of the day, and then we can manage her the rest of the time in between, where right now they're requiring the children to be online all day. And I don't like that. The computer, the eyes, they get PE on Zoom, but like,
What is PE like on Zoom?
it's really cute, but it's like her watching Sesame Street dancing along, you know. They stretch, they do moves. I'm not going to do that to them. They stretch, they do moves, they take water breaks, they go to the bathroom. They say if your parents can, or if your thing is wireless, go ahead and go outside, you know. And that's all cool when I'm at home. When she's not with me, now what does that look like? When she's in an apartment, we don't have anybody under it. So she could jump and bump and yell. She can't do that when she's at Nana's house. She can't do that when she's at Tay-Tay's house or whatever. So now she's limited in even doing that, which is why I don't think that's a great option. But that's me.
How about you, Mike?
I swear y'all gonna edit me out these days, I'm gonna tell you. But
Nope, this is live.
100% they need to go back. 100%. It's not even. It's not a threat. Like if Walmart's open, go back. If your job's open, go back. If masks work, go back. If they don't, everybody stay home. Like I'm one to believe that this is not a movie. Like they're not in some room trying to help keep us safe.
I agree with
They're
you.
not trying to come up with a plan that's gonna make us feel comfortable. No, it's a political thing. So my thing is that send them back to school, right? The picture that you talked about, them kids are still alive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they talking about cases now. When it first was bad, it was deaths. Now no one dying, now it's cases. I can't get down with this. So, to me, who is making these choices? Because it's not worldwide. It's like, yo, my opinion is I don't like tomatoes. No one here is eating tomatoes. And deal with it. Like, nah, it shouldn't be that, because there's doctors that say that the masks don't work. There's doctors that say they do.
Yeah.
Doctors that say that
And
they don't
certain
need to
masks,
be.
right? The
Right.
N95
Who even
and
knows? But
yeah.
if you look at somebody who has, like, who doesn't want to die, like hazmat, they got real masks. Like, this is the worst virus in the history, and we have a cloth mask. That's what I'm saying. Like, the cloth is not going to help us. So to me, go back, because that's the only way that we'll get past it. Like, SARS killed more. All these other diseases killed. Ebola killed
At
more.
a certain point, the flu still had a higher
Yeah, I was gonna
death
say,
rate.
yeah.
And then you find out that some of the tests that test positive were really false, and we're going to overlook that. Like, you know what? And then every model that you said was going to happen didn't happen, and you still want me to believe it?
And keep on trying.
Come on, this is crazy. Send them, and then the kids don't even get it. So send them back to school. They don't even get it. Like, it's old people and somebody else. Send them kids to school. Let them interact with their friends. They don't even know what's going on.
Even like elementary kids, they gotta wear masks.
Like,
and
my
everything.
daughter's
That's
not
gonna
wearing a
just-
mask. Like, I walk out the thing, and I swear when the kids see another kid, they run like they're slaves and like try to interact with them.
Yeah,
Like, this
they
is
do.
unbelievable because some people in the office are like, yo, I think. Like, no one even knows. It's just I think. And because you have some degree, you know, like, I can do research too. What research are we doing that's different?
Yeah.
So I 100% go back because it's killing everything, man. It's, now they're gonna be zombies on the thing. They can only learn. And then, is this telling us how important teachers are? Because really, they are tech savvy. They like us. Like, I don't know how to do this Zoom thing. I'm gonna do a
Right, I'm
video
still learning
lesson.
this myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hard time writing lesson
Yeah.
plans before. They gonna write a video lesson plan? Like, nah, that's too much pressure. And I know teachers, so now they're like, they don't wanna go. But then the parents are like, you need to go so we can have our time. And so it's not, is it really for health or is it because we need them to go make money?
They want that 1,000/1,200 per student. That's
Yeah, I just, but you got to work for it because
Pay for each
if
student that
if
show-
I'm doing
yeah.
half the work, if I'm doing half the work the week, then give me pay me. Why are the teacher? Why are the school getting the grant? Give it to the parents if they gonna be homeschooled. Like everybody's teacher at this point. You know what I'm saying? Everybody.
Every parent that didn't know they could teach.
Right, you're a teacher right now.
No mathematics.
And teaching looks different everywhere. We could, if you're a mom who likes the garden, teach in the garden. That's cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be. Why are they still trying to control the
Anywhere in
narrative?
world.
They're still trying to brainwash their kids. Like, here's the packet. I'm not making them do that. Spend that time and learn how to fix a car. Be a mechanic. In
That's
4
why
years,
some
you'll be a
people in
mechanic.
co-op schools, so then you can do that. You can
Yeah.
design your own curriculum for your kids, for people that believe in those models.
So, and I know that if we all can tell somebody what they're teaching in third grade, because we were in third grade,
Oh no.
they're brainwashing them.
The
Like
news
it's
is
programming. Like, you know, that little paper they get to go to sixth grade tells you that they've been brainwashed enough to go. Because if they don't do it, they're not gonna get it. I don't know. But I work in schools the whole time, and I have brainwashed kids for 15 years. I'm telling you. Like,
I know,
sit in
I
line,
know.
stand in line. Don't talk when I'm talking. Like all of that
It's true.
makes them not want to ask questions. Makes them not want to have confidence. Like you can't even talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And that has to change because it's an age gap between kids. You know what I'm saying?
School has been said by some, it's been designed to make workers, not to make thinkers, not to make
Innovators and
entrepreneurs.
creators.
Yeah, so
Yes.
like you
I say
said,
that.
quiet, stand in line, follow these rules. If you don't, then you're no good, you're bad, you're this, and you're cast aside, or whatever. You get these marks. So,
But what do you want to be when you grow up? The only answer is working for somebody. It's never the boss. It's never my own business, owning the hospital. It's never anything. It's only working for somebody else, and that's my problem.
You know, it's funny. Like when I was finished city college, I was like, should I go to a UC or a state
right.
or
Mhm.
private?
I was there too. I did that.
Because they said, well, if you go to a state, you're gonna end up having just a regular job, working for somebody,
Yeah.
making you know maybe 6 figures a year, whatever. But if you go to a UC or a private, you could be the boss of those people.
Right.
So that's why I went to a private, because I'm like, I want to have my own company, my own
Yes.
entity.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But imagine
So-
you didn't go for those years and just work. You would have made more money off top. by
Yeah,
the time. Because me, I owed money by the time I was even halfway done. So even when I started making money, I didn't start making money. But if I spent that last 5 years getting $20,000 a year, I made $80,000 in 4 years. Like that's what we have to start thinking. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And like,
yeah.
so I tell youngsters, man, whatever you do, if you're gonna go work an hour for 15 minutes, then make a shirt and sell one shirt for $15.
Awesome, yeah.
And do it one in an hour instead of doing all this. And my story is that I moved my house. It was an hour. I broke my back. I put all my stuff in the thing, took it out. I said, damn, if I work for somebody else, I would get $15 for it. You know what I'm saying? So right then it was like, cannot do it because in that hour, and like right now in quarantine, everybody's ideas are coming to the forefront because they don't have 8 hours not to think about. So I always say, when you have that 8-hour job, you miss so many ideas. So many ideas, but once you don't, those ideas come every second, every hour, and they're just like boom, 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 boom. And that's what you're seeing now with everybody doing whatever they think they're good at.
It's a good time.
It's a great time
That's a
because
good
now
time.
we have the power. And I tell people, if everybody just didn't pay bills, didn't pay rent, what could they do? They couldn't do anything, and no one. And if you're an essential worker, I'm gonna say this: you're the reason why we're struggling. Just don't go to work. Don't be essential. You're gonna affect them. They're gonna have to change everything.
You gotta get all the rest of the essential workers.
Right, what I'm
first,
saying is, but
yeah,
that's the
no,
thing,
yeah, I
the
know.
essential workers are messing up for everybody because them going to work are keeping the system going. We still have to pay rent because we're going to work. Don't go to work, we're not paying nothing. You know, what could they do? You know what I'm saying? So that's how I think. But you know, you're right. You gotta get the
They'll find a
first.
way.
You gotta get the first 10,000.
Get everybody on the team.
All right, y'all.
You
So,
first.
Right.
something else I wanted to get into. In hip hop over the last couple of months, relationships have been a theme. This week, we had Vado put hands, not hit, but grab Tahiri in a very aggressive way on Marriage Boot Camp. Did any of you guys seen that episode?
I seen the clip of it when he grabbed
Yeah, the
it
clip.
like that, like
Yeah.
and then they were like,
Him
bro,
her up.
like, what are
Right.
you doing, bro?
Right, right,
I think they cut it up a little bit too, though.
right. So what are your thoughts on the whole?
cut it up. He touched her.
Well, I'm saying the
He
cut
grabbed
scenes,
her.
like,
Right,
I
I
think
seen
he
it
grabbed
cut
her
up.
more. I think he grabbed her more.
Oh, they
I-
made it
Oh,
less.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay,
That's
so I
what
was
I'm
like, he
saying.
did
I think-
that.
'cause he was
Right,
like,
he did.
and then, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it
yo,
was
he
a
had
mess.
enough time to be like,
So how and at what point should men communicate their boundaries in relationships when it comes to that?
Day one.
okay,
Right.
Everybody,
What?
day one.
Mm-hmm.
wait, is that a
I
question
gotta,
again?
yeah, you gotta
Say
repeat
that
that
question
question.
again, 'cause that's crazy.
How and at what point should men communicate their boundaries in relationships?
How and when?
Things you learn along the road. You know,
Yeah.
but I think everyone knows. I hope you know. Nobody wants to be hit.
Now, okay.
Right.
You know, so I should have to tell you, I don't like getting punched and hemmed up. I should have
Now,
to say that.
for as many people I've
Oh, it's coming.
Go ahead, Nelsie.
now, I don't think if I was going to say I was going to court you, right,
Mhm.
and we're going on a first date, I don't think that I should have to tell you on this first date, day one, right,
Mm-hmm.
that if we're at my house and I've asked you to leave and you refuse to leave, I'm going to remove you.
Oh.
Look, you
So,
couldn't
wait,
fathom that.
wait,
You like,
wait,
hold
there was-
on, player. You gotta put your hands
I'm
on
telling
me,
you
though.
this because this happened to me
Don't
two
do
times
that.
in my life.
Okay.
Now, the first time that it happened to me, the cops came and there nothing, no sweat, no smoke. Now, the thing about this was that happened before the OJ trial.
Mm-hmm.
After the OJ trial, the domestic violence got really different.
Yeah.
That's what it takes. Same scenario. I've asked you to leave a few times. You refuse to leave, and I have to remove you from my house. Now, I'm not punching you. I'm not none of that. But I am going to move you out of my house. She's out of my house now, right? She calls cops. Cops come. They take me to jail.
Yeah, because you physically put your hand on them.
It's how you know that? You see how you know that?
No, I'm just saying
No,
that.
no, what I'm saying is that you guys know.
But I've been
You guys
hearing
know.
more often through personal people's experience, not my own, that women, they're taking everybody now. First,
No.
you still women, because
Well, maybe,
I'm just-
maybe.
yeah, I know,
Now.
it's just my people,
Maybe,
you know, who are women people,
maybe.
and I'm exaggerating, it's been two.
There's only one. Well, he's only one. So you
But-
can decide too.
But still, these are ladies, women, whatever, who got into whatever tiff. They even call the police, and the police say, "What happened? What happened? Y'all both going."
Right.
And they both
Well,
go.
that's
That's
better.
true.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, better.
So-
They both went.
But I want to say this, is that women are habitual line crossers. No way
Oh,
around.
Line
Line crossers. If I say don't cross, so my thing is, I don't suggest any man tell a woman what your boundaries are, because they're gonna go over them. So I'm gonna be like, please don't talk about my elbows because I'm sensitive. And as soon as we get an argument, you're going straight for the elbows. What I'm saying, I'm just being,
I mean, yeah.
saying. Whatever I don't like, you're going straight there, right? And then
As soon as I get mad.
and then when I get mad, my reaction,
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong. Now you're a poodle, right? So this is
Not to
my
mention you're both black, so.
right. So
Yeah.
this is my thing. So this is my thing is that me and this man could walk in a club anywhere. Somebody could step on my shoe. Depending on how I feel, we could fight it out.
Mm-hmm.
a woman knows way more hurtful stuff than stepping on my shoe. So if I would fight a man for stepping on my shoe, and you're telling me the worst things, like, I want to fight you, and you know that.
Mhm.
But you also know that if the police come, they're taking me. So habitually, you're gonna cross that line with you're walking around our relationship free. Me, I gotta walk on eggshells. You see what I'm saying? Because there is nothing you won't do. There is no, like you're protecting the relationship.
Right.
Are you, he just told you something, you were like,
Do you think women
I
use
even
I
threatened to
can't
call the cops before I
You're not even scared of the
before
cops.
I actually removed her.
Yeah.
I was like, look, you're gonna make me call the police, but I'm trying not to put you in jail. I'm really trying not to put you in jail, because if I call the police, I'm pressing charges. Simple. Didn't budge. She didn't even move. Call them then.
you're not scared of police. Women aren't even scared of the police. Call them.
I
Call
don't
'em.
think you were wrong
So-
for doing what you did.
No, I
By far,
didn't think that. Yeah, I didn't feel that way.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, so when you say put that out day one, imagine that.
Don't even
I,
put
the
it
reason
out
I
there.
say, the reason I
Imagine that
say,
conversation.
what's your boundaries?
Day one.
And for me,
No.
boundaries are
No.
more heavy as far as, what your, like,
Don't
Don't-
talk back.
well, not even that. I'm just saying,
I
like,
need an example.
when I'm going on dates, I'm talking to people, I'm open. I realize that I am me.
You're not
Everybody
mad now,
is
though.
not.
You're not mad.
No,
now.
I'm me. Everybody
open
is not me. I'm not even saying that I'm the sweetest person
Right,
when I'm
right,
upset.
right.
I know that nobody
Right.
is, right? But I had this
Get your wife
conversation the
on.
other day. It was with a man. It was a man friend of mine, and we were talking about this very thing. And I said to him, I said, what you said, I know exactly what to say to cut you right where I need to that's going to make you,
Right.
But me, I would never do that. I'm going to say something. No, I'm going to tell you what. I'm not saying I don't say stuff. I'm going to tell you why.
Never.
Listen.
I heard that.
I'm gonna be
normally
honest
don't
with
do
you. I'm
this.
gonna just put it to you like this. I've been in a relationship that had domestic violence towards me. Okay? So
Can I ask you a real question?
Yeah,
about that?
absolutely.
A real question. Don't take this anywhere.
no, go for it.
Did you have any part of that abuse? Like, did you play any role? Were you just reading the Bible and he beat the hell out of you? Did you have any role in this?
So that I'm gonna tell you why it's not a straightforward answer. I'm gonna say no, but what I learned over time is what his triggers were that made him upset. I'm not taking blame for what he did to me. I'm just saying I got a better understanding of what made him upset at the time and what it was.
I
I'm
like
gonna
that
share
answer,
with
right,
you,
okay.
which is saying I don't care.
Okay, right. But
So because of his history, growing up, in his life experiences, that was a trigger for him saying, I don't care.
Okay.
And so I never put my hands on him. I never spit on him. We've argued, we've cussed out and all this shit, but to each other. So,
But
level
in your
playing field.
history, right? You
Yeah.
have a history of saying I don't care. Like
Probably so.
So then
Absolutely,
you didn't
yeah.
stop. Like, so this is my thing. I tell women this. Like right now, if there's we're two numbers, right? If you're a zero, not like you don't mean nothing, just a number
Yeah.
zero, right? I can change my number 300,000 times, times it by zero, same outcome, zero. So if you don't change what you do, your reaction,
Right.
there is no way that this guy who you know the trigger is gonna change.
So here's the
Absolutely
thing.
not.
You have to know what that is. And that's
If
what I
you
said
know
at the
that,
time. But
that's
no,
how
I
it's
learned
bad
that.
because you push his
I
buttons.
learned that at
Yeah, I
the
can see
time.
that would
I
take some
didn't
time to
know
figure
that.
out.
But
Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
are you saying that when he's mad, he's never been like, I hate when you
No,
say I don't care?
he did not. This is what I'm telling you.
Okay.
He didn't even know that was his trigger.
In my experience, right?
Yeah.
My experience, right? I was willing to bet
Mhm.
that he said it, but you being mad, didn't even hear it. You're
I'm
like,
gonna tell
he's
you-
like, listen, I hate when you say it. I don't give a damn what you hate. I don't give a fuck. And
No.
so I'm not saying like you did it like that. Don't.
No,
I'm
no,
not
it's not.
making you
You
that
weren't
girl.
there.
I'm not making you that.
That's
girl.
not. I
I'm
don't
just
trust
saying,
me. I'm not taking it that
just-
way at
If
all.
I wrote the movie, that's how I would.
No, what I'm saying is he didn't know what his triggers were. I didn't know what his triggers were until we weren't even together anymore. And then reflecting on the situation and having conversations and going through what I went through and thinking about what did I do? Did I do anything? This is what I came up with.
I totally.
And
agree.
so that's where I got
But
the
let
so
me ask you
in
a
the moment I'm sure I said I don't care sometimes because that's how Brandy reacted to such as she don't want to deal with. You know what? I don't care with this. I'm just gonna wait.
Did he say that his trigger was I don't care?
No.
Okay, well then you're assuming. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That could be a wrong assumption. It couldn't even be that.
It could totally be wrong, but based on what I experienced and what I know, But at the end of the day, I'm gonna just bring it
That would
all
be an
back to
educated
circles.
guess.
Okay.
At the end of the day, whatever it was, I didn't put my hands on this man. I did not physically throw anything at this man, and I've even walked away in midst of arguments to stop that.
You think walking
wait.
away stops that?
So
It's before it escalates. What else can you do?
Unbelievable. So wait, I'm mad. I'm like, hey, listen, and you're walking away. I'm like, I feel better.
You sound now it's not
No,
about feeling better. It's
I'm
about de-escalating
What
something
I'm-
before you put your hands
No,
on
see,
it.
you're saying that when you already escalated. So this is what I'm saying, because women have a goal to make a man mad. I get that, right? But they don't. Listen, in an argument, of course. So regardless, in an argument, you're trying to make me mad as you're mad as you are, right? But when I do get mad, you don't have a plan for that. You didn't plan for when I got mad. Your plan was to make me mad as you are, right? But when I get there, you don't have a plan for that. So now you have a tiger that you're like, oh, you damn tiger. I'm done playing. This tiger is riled up. This tiger is riled up, and he's gonna.
I
So
do not do that.
I know, and every woman will say, I don't do that. But ask him, because right now you told me your view of what his problem was. I want to know his view, because I don't think it's because you say I don't care. Like, it has to be more than that.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
of course, it's more than just my words. It's what that, like I said, it's a
The way you
trigger.
was like, I don't care, and walked off. Oh.
No.
I
I think there's way more involved with a person that's willing to put their hands on another person.
Listen,
Period.
I don't condone putting hands on anybody.
Right,
I
that's
don't.
man or woman,
But
doesn't matter.
I do not think that a man, you be reading the Bible,
Mhm.
and a man come there and just.
I disagree with
I
that.
disagree too.
Okay,
I disagree with that.
I don't. You know what I'm saying? The men I know, I just don't. I don't see
And
it.
that's all it
I
is.
don't
It's in
see it.
your
I don't see
experiences,
it.
from your perspective. That's what you
I know a lot of
what
men,
you've
though.
observed.
I know a lot of men. I bet I know more men than you. But
I
so
don't as many women, I'm sure, who had
right,
experiences.
that's what I'm saying. So
Right.
I'm saying
So
I'm
it's in
thinking
your
that more men.
experience.
Like I'm like man,
Right.
because men are very reactionary.
Agreed.
Like, so it would have to be like my reaction, my anger is a reaction to
When
something.
does your responsibility come in?
When
Not-
is yours? That's
No,
what
no,
I
no,
want to
no,
know. I
no,
know
no,
mine.
no, I'm not talking
I know.
about a
I know
person.
mine. When does yours come in?
person, not man or woman. When does a person's responsibility come in? When you know that this person is picking at me, or this person is doing this, whatever it is. When is it your individual responsibility to remove yourself?
Immediately. Anger is. I said it earlier today, but I heard it somewhere. I heard it on something I was watching. But like, anger is poison that kills the vessel that holds it.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're getting me to a point where I'm really mad, it's not even about you anymore. It's about me, and I gotta really check myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I don't check myself, some bad things can happen here today.
Right.
So it's never your responsibility to check my anger. It's mine.
I agree with that statement.
I think that you have to, like, anger is emotion just like happiness. Like we're all humans. Like I don't have to check.
You're responsible for your happiness
Right?
the same way you're
And
responsible for
for
your
my-
actions under being
Or
angry.
yes, so how I react, right? How I react is how I like I'm not telling you to be hella mad.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me not to be. Like, you react to your emotions
True.
differently, I react to mine differently. The bottom line is, to me, is that if we're in an argument, we've said everything we said once we leave. Like, so me, I'm done. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't hold it, but it gets held. You know what I'm saying? And so anger, you have to let it out. You have to do
But
something with it.
how do you do that? Who gets to decide? Like you said, your reactions are yours, but what happens when your reactions impede on my freedoms to walk out this door or to breathe air?
But
or man, I can choke you.
But in
Is
his
that okay?
situation, he tried that and they impeded. So I'm saying that
was wrong.
But in a sense, he went to jail, so it wasn't wrong. But
So
forget
it was
that.
definitely wrong.
Forget
Like,
that.
what?
It was wrong to put her out of your house. I don't think that's
No,
wrong.
for him
I
being
don't think that's
arrested
wrong.
for doing that.
Oh no, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Is
that's
that
what I'm
he was
saying.
arrested for it, so it
That's
wasn't like she can do wrong. But that's not my point. My point is that in any situation, if I am the type of person who fights when I'm mad, right,
Mhm.
and you're the type of person who's not, then I don't want to make you mad enough to make you want to me want to fight you. But you shouldn't want to make me that mad,
What makes you
like a
think
woman,
that I want-
not you,
Not
don't-
me. When I
a
say
woman-
I, women.
because-
Proverbially.
Yes.
because in any argument, whether it's with man, female, The point is to make the other person feel the same way you did, or make them more mad than you, or whatever it
I
is.
disagree.
That's what I
So
said,
when
who are
do you
you
make
dealing
these
with?
boundaries though? 'Cause if no one knows that that's
so my
what
point
makes
is
you
that
mad.
you're saying that somebody, I guess, well, you believe that people just, read the Bible and get beat up. I just don't believe that. So I guess my point is
You
null
have
and void.
issues. Why? Okay,
My-
it's the same premise
I
as
just-
why do people go out and rape people who are just walking down the street? Why do people go out and bomb people?
I can't speak for that.
But
I don't
what
know
I'm
anybody
saying
who's
is
going
we
to
don't
people.
know.
I don't know, but that's
We
a
don't know.
narrative. What I'm saying is who knows why men don't hit women? Let's talk about that. Like we only talk about them being hit. Like we can talk about anything. My point is that in a situation where there's an argument, everybody is.
I mean, I'm not opposed to anybody
I
being
don't
hit if
have,
they out of
like-
pocket.
Like if you were a fighter,
Yeah.
when you got mad, you probably hit somebody, but you're not a fighter, right?
Right.
Like if I'm a fighter, when I get mad, I'm gonna hit somebody. Like that is different. It's like one's a lion, one's a sheep. You
But
know what
that's
I'm
why I
saying?
said,
One's
where
a
does your
gorilla, one's a
responsibility
hippo.
come in? Because if you get mad at everything, your first reaction is, how does that work out for you? If my first reaction is to smack you every time you bring me to that level,
But if your first
what you
reaction
gonna
is to
do?
talk mess or talk down to somebody because you're mad or whatever, right? That don't, because you didn't hit somebody, that don't make it right. Like my thing is that a cat right now can knock everything off this table nonchalantly, just knock it over. And no one's gonna be mad. But the dog was like, roar, knock everything over. And they're like, what the hell's wrong with this dog? But the cat knocked everything over. It just because she did it softly doesn't mean that she's right. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So when do you
And
make the boundary?
the boundary comes from you restraining and me, but you can't just talk freely to me and be like, you should have stopped your anger when I was talking to you. Like, nah, I will punch a dog if I feel like I'm being whatever. You know what I'm saying? As a man, like
but
not
because
me.
we don't control other people, the responsibility relies within you. Correct?
Right, and you.
Right?
Personally,
right?
I'm
Or-
talking about everyone.
When she says
Everyone. I'm not talking about everybody.
But at the same time, in the scenario, you are saying that you could be reading the Bible and you have no role in this.
Why?
So
Okay, why can that not
argument,
be the case? Why not?
Because then it's not an argument, it's not a debate, it's not anything. It's not.
No,
Because,
why
but-
can I not be sitting here reading my Bible
Why
and
am I
you have a
not?
bad day and come in and smack me upside the
Say it
head?
again.
You have a bad
That's
day.
the reason.
Why?
It's a reason.
But that has nothing to do with
I'm
me.
not
What
saying.
the-
I'm not saying you. I'm saying that's
So long
why.
as he has a reason, that's why.
I never said I
Going
no.
down
See,
a
you're
rabbit
I'm
trying.
lost.
You're
No, I'm not trying
You're
to. I'm
trying to
trying
make
to
it what
understand.
I condone. I don't condone it. I'm
No,
saying
sir.
it's a reaction.
Okay.
Right? Not to.
Okay.
It's a
Catalyst
reaction.
wasn't you.
It
Catalyst
wasn't
was the bad
beating you
day.
because you're reading the Bible.
But he takes it out
That's
on.
what he's saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not
And
trying to make you
I'm-
condone it. I'm
no,
trying to understand what you're
listen,
saying.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't condone it. I
Yeah.
don't condone it. But
So-
I'm just saying is that it's a reason for everything, and everybody
So
has
how do we
a
create
role
a
in it.
boundary then? In that
Okay,
scenario?
but that was my question.
In that scenario,
In that scenario, how
Yeah,
do
how
we
was
you
that my
want me to
role?
get-
Is she supposed to
the
not
bad
be at
role?
home
So
today?
in this
I don't-
scenario,
I don't-
right? You're sitting. No, we set the stage,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You're sitting there reading your book,
Yes.
right? Whatever book it is. I don't
Yes.
know. You're reading your book.
I'm reading.
He comes in the house and smacks you because he had a bad day, right?
Okay.
Now,
did we sign up for that? Let's not.
That's how
sign-
you
Okay.
feel.
Hold on. No, wait. Time out. I don't want to take it like he walked in and just slapped, like he didn't say hi. God damn, I fucked up day. Like
I'm going with the scenario that's being
I am
presented to me.
assuming that's in there, not that he just
Okay.
was like, God damn, like you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a fucking bad day. You're like, well, stop yelling at me. And whatever it is, not your fault. I'm just saying he didn't just walk in and was like, the sun sucks and just, you know. So anyway, I don't know guys
I'm
like that.
telling you, it happened.
Okay, so Nick,
Okay.
he comes in, he says, hi, how you doing, babe? I had a bad day. And Nick smacks it. Is that better?
We can.
It
No,
doesn't
get to the
always
point.
happen that way.
You guys can focus on that, but that's not his point.
So-
That's not my point. So
Okay.
go
he
ahead.
comes
Like,
in the
I'm
house
not
and
gonna focus on
smacks
that.
it, right? Although he had a bad day, whose responsibility is it to control that emotion? He had a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
Is it your responsibility to control his emotion about that?
Absolutely not.
It's his responsibility to control his emotion about that, right?
Agreed.
Granted, he had a bad day. You're not the catalyst. The bad day is the catalyst. But as an adult, you're supposed to be able to control your emotions to the extent of not smacking the person that you're living with because you had a bad day. That is solely within you. No one else. No other
I
situation
agree.
can control that. it can be influenced, but to control it is up to you solely. And I don't know if it's not up to you to control that emotion so you don't haul off and hurt somebody. If it's not up to you, I question who's it up to then.
Agreed.
Can I ask you, how do we have a boundary? How do we set a boundary in that situation?
Well, that's a really toxic situation, right? If what you're telling me is you're sitting there reading and he just came in and hauled off on you, now the responsibility now falls on you.
Mm-hmm.
You need to leave.
Agreed.
Because he's not going to change.
I agree with that.
But if you're going to sit here and expect him to change, this is what he's speaking to.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to change, and you can't make him change.
Yeah, and also even to your point, I agree that sometimes in a relationship, you know your partner. And I'm not talking about abuse, but you know what makes your partner upset, you know what makes your partner happy, you know what makes your partner sad. So you should not be going intentionally out of your way to say things and do things that you know is going to get a rise out of this person because I had a bad day, or because, you know, I didn't like what you did, so I know what to say to get you riled up. There are very many women that play those games. And there are very many men that come out here and do the worst with women. So there are, on both sides, I think, people that, for lack of a better phrase, misbehave and don't support each other in a relationship. And to get to the original question, that's why I said, and maybe not day one, but as you're really in those beginning stages of getting to know someone and learning them, is when you share, you know, your experiences and growing up, and I really don't like when women do this. Maybe that's you. I don't like when women raise their voice to me. It makes me feel some kind of way. My mom used to do it when I was 2, whatever. You know, when you feel comfortable enough to share that, then you're listening to your partner or the person you're dating. And then, you know, as y'all moving through, you say that sometimes people are waiting to make you angry. I think those people need help that are just trying to just beat people down and I'm pushing your buttons. That's a different kind of person. My friends ain't like that. I ain't like that. We're all trying to get along and trying to understand through communication, so I don't cross those boundaries and piss you off. Like, I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to figure out.
So you never been in an argument?
I'm talking about where I am now. Of course I have.
Okay.
Yeah, of course so. Of course. I'm so far from perfect. What I've been working on, because I know I've done wrong things in relationships that have caused outcomes that I didn't like. Short of putting my hands on somebody, saying things that I know would hurt people's feelings and different, because we're arguing. We are trying, like you said, I'm mad, but I argue way differently now than I did even 5 years ago, because of it's not going nowhere. We both mad, we're both hurt, like that gets, you know, or somebody trying to put their hands on you, like that's pointless. So I do not argue like that. I'm gonna talk to them like I'm talking to you. If I'm misunderstanding you, like I said to you a second ago, I don't know what you're talking about, so please help me understand.
It's totally different if we're friends, right?
Yeah, of course,
but
of
if
course.
we
There's no emotion involved. Yeah.
Together, right, for lack of better, right?
Yeah.
It's a totally different ballgame.
It is.
Like, it's a possessive thing. So
It
to
is.
me, it's like, yeah, I like the whole thing about, yeah, I'm not, but that's being a spectator of it, right? But in there, we all know what that is. Like, we all, like, I know that I could just go, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I don't do anything, but that could trigger you because I know, like, cause we're in a relationship.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm speaking to. It's not like strangers, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
but
for sure.
but right now, my baby mama, she can definitely make me the maddest that anybody in the world can.
The people closest to us usually can.
Anybody, because they know the most.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, then anything, I don't think it's ever just reading the Bible. Like, he's been telling me the greatest things in the world, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm take off. And I know you believe that, but I'm saying from men that I know, like, I wouldn't think he'd do that. Like, my people close to me, we just not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
Standard type of dudes. It's a lot of grimy men out here, like it's a lot of grimy women. The same
Okay,
women that you're
okay,
talking about. I
okay,
know, that's why I got
okay,
there
okay,
first.
okay.
The same women that you talk about that's out here doing this, it's men out here doing that too on the opposite side. The same way you two are stand-up gentlemen that would never do that, is stand-up women that would
But
never do
also,
that.
though, the same person, the same woman who he was talking about,
Mhm.
it's not going to see him as a stand-up person. So when she tells her story, it's going to be that this dude was whatever, abusive, whatever, when she was actually the one. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like she's going to be...
Even to this day, I hurt her neck.
Yeah,
I hurt her.
people lie.
What I'm saying...
And I always go, so you mean to tell me if you would have just left?
Right.
Your neck would be hurt?
But they're going to say, well, you should control
Well,
your emotions, and you should never put your...
Right.
This
Right.
is what I'm
Which
saying.
actually is the truth of the matter. which is actually the truth of the matter. Because what should have happened is instead of me faking like I called the police, I should have called the police. But I feel for me at that particular juncture, there was definitely this stigma against I have with calling the police against my own people. Like, I'm not trying to put you in jail. Like, I'm really not. But ask me that today. Boop, boop, boop. Come get this girl.
In my situation,
Going right
I had
down.
hands put on me. I also did not want to call the police. I said, you need to leave before I call the police. I removed myself from the room when it's my house, so I had to leave.
Right.
Removed myself from a room, went into a different room. He still was rah-rah because I said I was going to call the police. Came and then really kicked my ass.
I hate the ending of that. I hate it.
When we've done it here, we can have conversations. And
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up in a minute,
Right,
you
my
guys.
bad.
But real talk, like, it happens.
I'm not saying that. I just want to know, right? Because you started off from him being mad.
What
Ended up? What built up? You know
That's
what
why
I'm
I
saying?
said, well, I get you there, I promise.
15-second clip. But I hate the ending. The ending is no bueno.
Yeah.
No bueno.
Yeah, well,
I mean, did you get listened to?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
Not a hand. Not a spit. Not a nothing.
Well, I will say this, is that as a man, like, you know, like even with fighting dudes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a certain point you get to where, like, fuck it, if I go to jail, I'm just gonna fucking go to jail. Like, because it's worth it to you. You know what I'm
To
saying?
you.
Like
That's
right now, I've never really been to jail. But if someone did something to my daughter or something, like,
It's
it's worth it. You can count me in.
Oh,
you might,
you might kill somebody.
But if somebody get, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody like, yo,
Let's
take
cut
somebody, your mom.
yeah, like,
of course.
it's gonna be worth it. So, you know.
Of course.
All right, so I gotta wrap this up, y'all.
Okay, my bad.
I hate to do this. I know, but an hour goes by pretty fast. We can talk about some good stuff.
Yes.
So, any last words from anybody?
Thank you for having me here. Thank you for having us here. I really appreciate you. You guys are awesome to be around.
Likewise.
So, we'd like to have more conversation with you sometime soon.
Okay, thank you for coming.
Check us out.
I don't actually have a website yet,
Oh, okay.
so I'm working on it. But you can just really go on Instagram, look up hashtag JDQ Fitness. I am Coach Nick, or I am Coach Nick _JDQ. I am Coach Nick at gmail.com. Just look for me. I mean, I'm not that hard to find.
I gotta look you up because I need some training. But yes.
I'm not that hard.
And Mike, how about you?
Check us out on 10 to Get On. You know what I'm saying? We air Saturdays. Probably not gonna be tomorrow because the mixer went out. But yeah, Saturdays. And we got a new show. Roll with us with me and Nino. We just go out and chop it up.
But you guys on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get y'all on one time. But, y'all gotta come play dominoes. Anybody play dominoes here? Okay, yes. Okay. If you can play and talk, then yeah, it's good. So, you know, yeah, man, check us out. 10 to Get On podcast on YouTube, Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Check us out. And youthfirstsports.com, that's the company. Check out the website. If you got any daycares or anything over there, you know, you need some enrichment programs, we got you. After school programs, we got you. You know what I'm saying? Coaching, we got you. Anything sports, anything kids, we got you.
And my ladies, before we go, anything?
We always look at each other like,
You over there.
it's all love. Communicate. People, communicate, love each other, and keep your haters to yourself.
Yeah, definitely keep your hands to yourself.
What about crossing the line? Habitual line cross.
Oh yeah, don't cross the line. Don't press them buttons. I know the buttons look nice and shiny. Don't press them things.
Strain.
Because you might end up like to hear you choke out somewhere.
All right, you guys, thank you so
That's
much
cold.
for watching Diva
Such
Talk
a
tonight.
note to end
The
with.
podcast. She did it. Thank you so much for watching Diva Talk tonight, the podcast. We have the Purple Team.
Bye.
Purple team.
Nick Nolte, Mike Danja.
Yes, sir.
We got history together. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I brought them on the show today, and we had a conversation about some things.
We did.
Yes,
So,
having us, man.
hey, check us out. 2 weeks from now, we'll be on here again doing some more stuff. Shout out to Amazon Queen Productions.
Woo. Nice.